Hey guys, so instead of releasing a vlog this week, I wanted to give you a little vlog workshop on how to cut 32 bars of music. So any audition you go to, any vocal audition is going to require you to have 32 or 16 bars or measures of music. So I'm going to show you how to cleanly cut your music for the pianist so that they will have very easy time reading it and you'll be remembered as clean, professional, and had it together. So here we go. I'm taking the song Fly Into the Future. It's an 11-page song, but I don't need 11 pages. I just need about 3 pages. So what I'm going to do is I'm starting at measure 53, which so happens to be at the bottom of the page, which is kind of inconvenient, but not to worry, I'm going to show you how to fix that. So I need this page for what I'm singing. I need the next page. Then I'm cutting out this chorus. I don't need this page, so throw that away. I don't need this page, so I'm throwing that away. So I'm going from a verse to the key change and finish the song. That's how I've decided to cut my song. So now I've come to this page where the key change happens. So I know I need to start at this measure, but I don't need anything before that. So I'll show you how to get rid of that and make it look clean. And then I do need this last page. So we start here with 4 pages. First thing you're gonna do is, I'm gonna start here, so I'm gonna cut this off. This is the only part I need of this page. I'm just trying to do this quickly to kind of give you an example of what you should do. I need this whole page. I don't need this last measure, which is actually convenient because look, now that I cut this last, not measure, this last section off of my page, I now have the equivalent of a full page. So what you can do is you can tape these 2 pages together like this, or you can paste them to the back of a blank sheet. It doesn't matter which one you do. I'll just tape them together for the sake of time purposes today. And then you would take this piece of paper, so you wouldn't go into an audition just with cut up taped paper like this. So you would lay this on a copier and you would make a copy, and then it would look like a clean, fresh sheet with no cuts in it. So you would make a copy of that, and then I would do the same thing here. In this case, I only want to start at this measure. So what I'm going to do is take a blank sheet of paper and cut it into the L shape of the part that I don't need, so that that's covered up and blanked out and the pianist is not confused. So I'll do that quickly. So I've made my little L-shaped paper to cover up everything except the part that I do need, and I'll tape that down. And once again, I will put this on the copier and make a clean copy so that it looks like one full complete page. I don't need to do anything to this page because I will sing this whole page. So now, after you've made your clean scans and copies of these, what you're going to want to do is circle the important places in the music. So if I'm starting here at measure 53 and I needed to hear my starting pitch, I would draw a really nice dark line, make a nice big bracket, and I would say in clear, clean handwriting, start with a bell tone. And it looks like that starting pitch is an F sharp. So I would write very clearly, start with a bell tone F sharp. So that I would know they would play my starting pitch, and then I would come in and they would go right into playing. There is if you want to know any tricky parts in the music, that would be a good idea. There is a key change right here. So what I would do is I would circle this and I would say, note key change maybe, or you could just circle it. They'll probably get it, and you can circle it on all 3 of those bars if you would like, just to make sure that they clearly, because the pianists play how many songs in an audition, and you want to make sure that your music is clearly marked, easy for them to read, so they don't have to go through and kind of transpose for you. And then you just will mark clearly where you're going to end. So if you end anywhere before the song, you would put before the actual song ends, you would put a bracket of your own and say finish here. I carry my song all the way to the end, so I will just put a bracket here at the end, and you want to clearly mark that finish, so they know exactly where you're going. So that is how you would make a 32 bar cut with paper, etc., etc. You also want to make sure you hole punch these so that you can lay them in the binder, which brings me to my next point. And I've actually already made this 32 bar cut, so I will show you the clean, completed piece. This is my 16 bar. I have a 16 bar and a 32, and then I have my full song in each tab of my binder, which we'll discuss in a minute. So what I did here was, so that there wouldn't be any page turns for the pianist, you simply tape together the edge of the last 2 pages so that they can lay this whole thing out flat on the piano and they don't have to worry about any page turn. If you have 4 pages, you could tape the other side, or if you have more than that, then you need to print your song double-sided so that there's minimal page turns. See how this one is double-sided? So they only have to turn the page half as many times than if it were printed single-sided. Okay, now that we've talked about how to make a 32 bar cut, I'm going to tell you a little bit about how to make a rep book. So you just need a binder, preferably with your headshot in the front, so if it ever gets lost, you know where to find it, or people know whose it is. You want to save any songs you sing, any sheet music you use for auditions. That way you can file them all neatly in a binder, and if you ever go to a callback and someone asks you for a different song, you'll have a nice repertoire of all the songs that you know and all of your nice 32 bar cuts all in one place. So I have all of mine here. I have a 16, a 32, and a full on each of these tabs. And then you can have a nice little table of contents if you are really extra and want to go extra far. I have all of mine alphabetized, and I have which tab they're in, and then on the other side I have them listed by style. So I have my musical theater standards, my golden age pieces, my contemporary, and then any other things like country and pop, and they're organized by style there. And so that's just a nice little thing you can do with your audition book. Just make sure you are keeping those valuable pieces of sheet music that you use throughout the years that you're in high school, etc., because they will come in very handy if you decide to pursue this as a career or maybe check it out in college. Just make sure that you are saving all of those pieces of music, and if you do print these out, it's not a bad idea to go ahead and scan them and upload them digitally to your computer, because it's always really good to be able to keep those files. For instance, if you lose your sheet music and you need to reprint it, it's good to have them in your email inbox so that they're always with you. Even if you're somewhere else and don't have your own computer, you always have those files with you just in case something happens to your book at an audition. It's also really good because I'm going to show you here in a minute an easier way to cut the music than all of these arts and crafts, and I will show you that right now. So now I'm going to explain to you how to cut a song using the preview feature on Mac. I'm sorry, I don't use a PC, so I'm sure there's a very similar program on a PC computer. So first, I've pulled up the song on my computer in a PDF format on preview, and what I've done is I've gone to the view and I hit show markup toolbar. It says hide now because I've already hit show. Then the first thing I'm going to do, well, let's say for instance I don't want this last one. I can go up to the cropper, I can crop this page so that this is the only part of the song we see. Once I hit crop, that bottom measure or that bottom system will disappear. Boom. Great. So now let's say I want to sing all through that, but then I don't want this extra measure of rests in music. So what I could do is go up here, not there, to get a shape. Let's do a rectangle. And I can make that the size of the measure that I want to cut out. Boom. So then that's nice and cleanly gone away. The last thing you can do, and you can just do that with the whole song, whatever portions you do or don't need. The last thing I'm going to do is, see how the title of the song is kind of cut off there? What I could do is go in and make another shape and then add a text box over it so that the song title is clearly written instead. So I can go up here and do text. See, it brings up this little box. And I can take it up here. And then I can write, whoops. it's from Vanity, so I could write what it's from. No. Let's be sure to put some quotes around that. And then you can just highlight that and go up here to change the look of the text however you would like. You can change the color, the font, etc., make it bold. Just make sure it looks clean and neat. You can do the same thing with writing in bell tones or fermatas or anything you want. And I will quickly show you this finished piece that I did called Joey's a Punk Rocker. See how I went up to the line in the shapes tool and I got the line to make my bracket. I went up and used the text bar to do bellotone C. I told them when to come in, how to play. I labeled it was my 16 bar cut, the song, where it was from, who wrote it, etc., etc. I added in all of these here. I added in all of those fermatas, and then I wrote some more instruction down here. And you can really see how this is almost an easier way than all that copying and pasting and copying, especially if you don't have easy access to a printer. This method allows you to do everything from home, and then you can send it to a friend to print you, send the file to yourself so you can print it at a library, etc., etc. So I hope you guys found this video informative and useful, and that it can help you in a future audition. Thanks for watching!